Hi everyone, my name is Monica and today I'll be presenting my design processes responding to the ABC brief option 1. My study started from user research. The survey based on the relationship between young Australians and news media finds that the dominant source where young people consume news are from family and friends, which prompts me to develop ideas such as creating group chats as well as watching news live stream with others. In terms of content relevancy, most young Australians consume adult news. However, more than half believed that there should be more content that covers youth issue or personal interests. Some ideas that I came up with are area of interest selection and content filtering. The survey also finds that consuming news can have strong emotional impact on young people, both positive and negative. They may feel knowledgeable when knowing something new, but to be overwhelmed by the negativity at the same time. Again, possible solutions may be a good news section or other form of encouragement within the app. I then conducted user interviews on two people, a 15-year-old girl, Veronica, and June, who is a mother of two adolescent kids. Veronica tends to read breaking news of the day so that she feels connected with the world and can talk about it with her friends. June's children keep up with COVID-related news since the restrictions have a large impact on their lives. Being as a user at the age group of 40s, June usually consumes news by watching videos while cooking and believes that consuming news could help her to develop an open mind. They also have different opinions towards the ABC app. Veronica's impression for the app is that the page is nice and clean, but the design is not attractive, whereas June thinks the app is professional and reliable by the looks. However, she finds it hard to distinguish different interfaces. Moving on to personas. The first user is Veronica, who wants to gain more knowledge about the wider world and to keep up to date with the news of popular celebrities. She worries about the authenticity of the news and is sometimes very distressed by the traumatic themed news stories. Another user is Charlie, who is a 17-year-old boy interested in sports, politics, and video games. He is looking to increase social connections during this turbulent time and to explore more about sports and political events. He also wants to be informed about the latest COVID news as the restrictions have disrupted his travel plan with friends. Moving on to ideation, I've conducted the mashup activity with the two categories being frustrations when consuming news and features of apps that regularly used by young people. I listed out features of social media and video streaming apps such as YouTube and TikTok to see if there are any potential solutions for the shortcomings of ABC. The problems and feasible solutions are matched together using dots of the same color. I then developed my design concept with the identified issues and inspirations in mind, with the intention to increase engagement with young Australians while also retaining satisfaction from existing users. I will be designing a new version of the ABC application that provides an opportunity for tweens and teens to keep up to date with the latest trustworthy news from Australia and across the globe. With a more appealing design for the interface, the app improved on delivering the most relevant and high-quality newsfeed based on the user's field of interest, likes, and dislikes. Besides, the ABC also encourages young Australians to develop lifelong learning habits by generating an annual report that celebrates the journey and time the user has spent with them. The first user activity is sharing a news story to friends. Users will start off by personalizing their future news feeds. As soon as they finish, they will be led to the home screen that displays the top 15 news of the day. Shadows have been applied onto each box frames to create a 3D effect that allows the interface to look more lively rather than flat. The next interface is when they clicked into a post. News headline in large and bold fonts to achieve high legibility, picture with dots underneath indicating that it can be swiped. Comment, like, and share functions are assembled in the bottom bar so that they are easy to navigate and can still be affordances for people using only one hand. When they select friends, a window will pop up that enables the users to add comment before sending. User testing and feedback suggest that there's many improvements needed. For example, video and customized content should be placed more obviously for better navigation, and the age setting caused confusion. Also, users were unsure about whether the share was successful or not due to a lack of visibility of system status. Some wordings will also need to be changed to enhance the match between the system and the real world. For the second iteration, I changed the greeting to ABC logo to increase brand awareness and replaced the age setting to a switch button that can reduce harmful content. For homepage, I aligned my topics, discover, and nearby options at the top, maximizing user flexibility. I also added feedback after share so that the users will be aware of the system status. Navigation has improved greatly, however, the user questions the effectiveness of reducing harmful content button and failed to select multiple friends at the same time. Refinements for the aesthetic design was also needed. For final iteration, I removed the content mode switch button and enabled multiple selections at one time. I also added bright color scheme to create a sense of passion and vibrancy that would attract people's attention and energize them while they read long articles. Here is a user flow of the activity. So the users will start off by setting up preferences, and then they will be choosing a new story, either article post or video post, and select one or more friends to share. Before sharing, they have been given freedom to add comments to the friends, or they can just send straight away. The second user activity is checking annual report. The users will be opening up their report via their profile page. It includes graphs and statistics based on their habits and achievements in the past 12 months, such as total amount of time and numbers of posts they have read, which country they are most into, and friend competition rankings. And as they scroll down to the bottom, they can click on the button and collect their Medal of the Year, which is an award to their account. The user feedback focused mainly on the problem of a lack of visual hierarchy, which made navigation very difficult. Improving on the information layout and arrangement will be my priority for the next iteration. Users also advised on new stats and charts they would like to see in their yearly review. Therefore, for this iteration, I put frames and colored background to divide information and added graphical icons to reduce the amount of reading needed. I also added a new chart that reviews users' preferred topics. These changes were pretty effective. However, the user complained about the long scrolls for the report interface and wishes it to be more flexible. Refinements and colors were also needed to keep consistent with the interfaces in the previous user activity. For the final iteration, I highlighted the yearly review button to notify the users that their report is ready and sorted their data into 3 separate pages that can be switched by the buttons below. Colors and shape designs are there to make the interface to look more sophisticated and dynamic. I also changed the medal icon so that it looks more appealing. Here is the user journey of this activity. The progression is quite linear in terms of user satisfaction. The user checks her yearly review and gets the increasing feeling of encouragement and motivation as she sees her accomplishment of the year. At the end, she sets her goals for the following year and wishes to learn and gain more from using the app.